Hello guys, welcome to another devlog. This time I've been working on the rock material and basically the atmosphere of the world and everything. You can see like we have a little landscape here. It's empty. It's just using a basic landscape material we showed before. And I also added some rocks. And I want to talk about the material of the rocks and also why it's important to see it in context. So you can see here we have our tower, and it also, this is like the main world. This is gonna be the first level, and we're gonna propagate stuff by using PCG and a lot of stuff. These rocks are gonna be really important because it's gonna occupy a lot of space on the world. So we need to make sure we have the right materials. So I think it's important to try the rocks in your main level. Like if you take a look at this, I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna show you another part of the project. So this is the gym for testing the nature assets. You may be thinking, why do I have a tower here? It's because I want to check the scale and everything, how everything relates to each other. That's why you have like a skeleton here. It's gonna be one of the minions that gonna go on the waves. And we check the scale from the minion and the tower. Then we check also the scale of the rocks and everything. And basically what I'm working here is the material. You will see that the material is actually using world masking. So if I move this, it blends very, very nicely. So if I leave the rock like this, it will look like it's like one. Very, very, very simple. It's not very expensive. If I take a look at the optimization view modes, you can put shader complexity. It's on the range of acceptable stuff. Like this is all right. And it's only using two set of textures to blend. One is one material like this, and the other one is the brighter one. The problem with testing here is that I don't really have a full picture of how does it feel. Like these colors look right, but in context of my map, if I go here to this map, in context of everything here with the atmosphere that we have, how does it feel? You can see that it's a little bit darker, and it blends very nicely with the landscape so far. We're gonna have like a camera like this. This is gonna be a top-down game, like isometric view. It's gonna be really important for us to check how it looks like with everything around it. To check the texture density. For example, this one may be a little bit too blurry, maybe too much tiling. There are some things that we will slowly work on. So let's take a look at the material, because it's fairly simple. A lot of people overcomplicate materials. It's really like it's not a simple subject, but it's not the hardest one to learn. So basically what I have here is a camera depth fade. And what it does, if you take a look at the tiling, if I zoom out, you will see that the tiling changes here on the landscape. So I have like a big tile, so it's harder to notice the tiling. I'm using the same one here. So depending on the position of the camera, I will have a different tiling. I will have a tiling like this for far distance, and a tiling like this when the camera is closer. And I'm gonna have different values here. I'm gonna be using the world align texture to put the texture object here. And then I connect the UV size. That's it. All right. Now I'm using these lerps to get the blending of the textures based on the camera. And then I use another blend to blend with the alpha mask, right? I use this, the same world masking. We use this mask here that I created in Substance Designer. It's very simple. I have like red, green, blue, and that gives me a lot of flexibility. For example, this one I decided actually the blue one looks the best, but maybe I wanna go for green. I can just go for green here, or maybe go for red. So blue tends to be doing really good. I can also adjust the contrast here. And just change the values. play with the contrast if I want it. And all these things are just connected here to the world mask, and then I can use it as a lerp. Now, why I'm using just the lerp is I could be using, hey, let's just blend the materials, right? I can just like make material attributes and then blend material attributes here, and then I can just connect the two materials. It's much cleaner workflow. The problem with these functions is that they tend to have a lot of nodes that I'm not using. So my material, it's a little bit heavier with those nodes. So if I want to optimize it a little bit, then I can just use the lerp nodes, and that's it. That's all I need, and I only need to use 3. Now, the downside of this is that like it looks less clean, but at the end of the day, like this material is very well optimized, so I don't really need to worry too much about this. So this is pretty much how it's going. Probably in the next video, I'm gonna show you how I populate the world, and we're gonna use some PCG graph because we want the world to be randomly generated every time you play. So there's gonna be a bunch of rules here that we need to add, and that's gonna be very interesting. Before that, we need to create the assets, the kits, which are like the base of everything we do in world building. And after that, we can just play with the PCG and start propagating things. So as you can see, it's still very much work in progress, everything, but we're having a lot of fun with this, and we want to share with you the process. If you want to see more videos like this, just let me know in the comments. Follow us for checking the journey to see how the game goes, and if you got any questions, just let us know in the comments, and if we have some time, we can just reply you there. All right, so that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I see you on the next one.